Hello and welcome back to Outside In. This Renogy Firefly is turning out to be a way bigger project than I ever expected. So I still don't have all the parts that I need for this project. Some of the parts I've ordered was delayed, finally got some. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this part 3. First I got to take this USB port out, and then I have to remove the heat sink from the inverter board. And then I will install what I have, and then what I'll do is once the other parts come in, then I will do a part 4 to finish this finally. So I really am hoping that this is going to work after all of this. So anyway, let's get right to it. I'm going to speed through all of this, so let's get right to it. Okay, welcome back. And boy, I tell you what's the truth. Yeah, sorry this is taking me so long to get videos out about this, but this is turning in to be quite, did I say quite? The project. Oh my goodness, I don't even know. I'm hoping at this point I could even fix this, because I was looking into it again just now a little bit. Was looking into it yesterday, last night. I was going to make a video yesterday, and then I run into other issues I found. I was getting ready to do another video last night, and well, I found I started testing capacitors, SMD capacitors in here, and I circled right here. I went to test this one and it just crumbled to pieces. So it was completely burned, and you couldn't even tell until I grabbed a hold of it to test it, and it crumbled. So, and I have no idea what the capacity is of this, just like I don't have any idea of what the rest is on this board. I'm going to guess at this one. I'm going to guess well, this one I don't have to guess because I have to replace it. It's R100. Okay, I got those in. I got the 56K resistors in, and that's what I'm going to put here. And I got a diode that I'm going to put here that I found in the case. I think this is where it went, right here. And I'm going to zoom in here in just a second. So let me go ahead and do that. I pulled out all these connectors because when I took it out of the board, it was all glued and real hard glue. So I ruined a number of the screws. So I got some new connectors, and I got a green one because that's my signature color. So we'll put that in there. And I got some MOSFETs and transistors and things, but I'm still waiting on some parts. I'm not going to be able to finish this in this part 3 either, because I'm still waiting on some parts that haven't come in yet, and I keep running into more issues. I had to order a whole kit of SMD different sized capacitors. I hope this is going to work once I get it fixed. I don't know. But anyway, let's get to putting in at least some of the components that I have. So let me zoom in here. Hopefully you can see that. All right, now this is the R100. Somebody had mentioned in the comment on the last video that testing these resistors in circuit wasn't going to register correctly. So I just want to show with this little meter here. Can you see it? I don't know. Let's see. Is it going to pick it up? That's a 100 milliohm resistor. And as you can see, it's around 100 milliohm. It's just where it's supposed to be. And now, and then get a reading on this one. Okay, so as you can see, in circuit, it's still showing 100 milliohm. So on resistors anyway, so as far as I have found, that resistors test really good in circuit. Capacitors, they don't test too good in circuit. Right here is where there was a missing resistor. And in the first video, I said that I had no idea what went there. I contacted Renogy. Renogy absolutely is not giving me any information to help me out on this board. So I'm on my own. This is a 56K resistor here. It's all in the same area with the bridge rectifier and everything. So I'm just guessing. I bought some 56K resistors, and that's what I'm going to put here. And I have it right here. So I'm going to put this here as soon as my iron heats up enough. Let's get some flux here, because right here is where I do believe the diode that I found in the case that Jesse had put in a bag. It's the only place on the board I can see that something was actually missing. So just got to make sure I get it the right way around. Okay, so I got the diode there, 56K resistor here, and an R100 there. Now, these R100s down here that I was talking about before that I had to replace, I ended up not having to replace them because they're fine. There's nothing wrong with these after all, and the other R100s. But what I did find just today is, let me see if I can get this in the camera. Okay, right here. This is the capacitor that I found that just crumbled when I went to test it. I'm going to have to replace that one, and again, I'm going to have to guess. So according to the color, the darker brown, and that's what this one was as well, is microfarad capacity. So I'm just going to have to guess and put something in there. This one right here. In circuit, it's testing 422 microfarad, but this one here, I took it out of circuit just to see, and it was testing for like 422, I think 400 microfarad, but I put it back in circuit. Now it's only testing 1 microfarad. So yeah, capacitors I would say are not very good to test in circuit. So what I'm going to have to do is, once I get my other SMD kit of capacitors, different sizes and capacities, I'm going to remove this one that's reading 422 in circuit, take it out of circuit, see what it reads. What I'm going to do now, though, I think what I'm going to try to do anyway is try to clean this board up a little bit. I got to remember where this, because that'll rub this off. So maybe I could, let me just try to clean this up a little bit right here. Wow. Wow, that cleaned up real nice. My goodness. I can't even see where it was black anymore. But anyway, I'm just gonna have to cross my fingers when I get this all finished and plug it in and hope nothing goes bang. Let's see if I can get this cleaned up here where this capacitor crumbled to pieces. Get this cleaned up. And then I gotta circle that again so I don't lose it when I get my new capacitors. Let me see, get some fresh solder in here so I can clean this up. Okay, clean this one and clean this area up. Looks like, yeah, looks like we got that area all cleaned up. Now I just got to mark that with a black circle so I don't forget where I need to put the new capacitors when I get one, when I get it. Gotta make sure I'm in camera here. Okay, so let's just go around here with black magic marker, and then we'll mark it with an arrow. So I know that's where the capacitor goes. Okay, so once I get all the other stuff that I need to do to this side of the board, then I will do some testing, see if we can find anything else. All right, so I got this out, this heat sink. What I discovered is that this MOSFET here is toast, shorted out. I think one of these is bad as well, but I can't remember which one that I think it's bad. And then there's one or two that's bad over here. So I ordered all of these FETs and transistors. There's a rectifier diode. There's a rectifier diode here too. I think it's this one. See, that's the stuff I'm waiting on. So I can't really do anything with this until I get that. I think all of these are good right here. There's one or two of them, I can't remember which one it was now, that are testing a little weird. Like I say, once I get all the other FETs and transistors and stuff, I have 3 here, but I'm not even going to put these on. There's no need until I get the rest of them. Then we can just go through and test them all on camera. So right now, I think what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and at least get this in here. We can have that much done. This new dandy new connector. And let's see if I can get that cleaned up. Yeah, I know I'd talked in the other video about all the yellow, all the flux that was all over this board. So I guess what I'm just going to do, I decided that I'll just go ahead and keep replacing stuff that I have to replace when I get it. And I'll clean it up as I go. So when I'm done, it's all clean. Make sure I still have my circle where the bed capacitor was. Oh, it's right there. The big arrow. The big arrow is still there. So I just got to make sure I'm not going to wipe that away. Okay, there's one more thing that I want to do before I close part 3 out. And that is, in the beginning of the video, I showed in fast motion taking the USB port out. But then I got to thinking about this more and more. Okay, I tried to make a retainer with my 3D printer. And it worked perfect because it was a real tight squeeze. And I modified it so it would fit around these capacitors. And then I got it in and I got it all soldered up. I went to put it back in the box just to verify it was going to fit. And guess what? It absolutely did not fit at all. So I had to take a knife and cut the plastic out from away from this. Yesterday morning, I got to thinking about this again. I was like, you know what? There is no way this is going to last because it'll happen with Jesse just like it happened with me eventually. Since this was new, it'll probably last a little longer. But when you plug a USB device into this, and it was real hard to get it out. And when I pulled it, the whole thing came out, as I already showed in the first video, I think it was. And I was like, you know what? Wait a minute. I've got to come up with an idea. So I come up with this idea. Instead of making a real long one like I had before, I decided to make a thin one, just enough to go up to the front. And then I bent back the tabs on either side to kind of hold it. So when you do pull a USB plug out, that it will keep this more so from pulling out of the case. So this was absolutely a poor design on Renogy's part to not have a retainer for this. And that's why it pulled out. So hopefully this modification I did will work. Once you get this back, Jesse, I just want to tell you, in case I forget, I want to say it now. Whenever you plug a USB device into this, hold on to this port as you're pulling out the cable. That'll help. But anything you can do to help make it last longer, because these are tight fits for these sockets. Boy, it is a tight fit for the USB cables plugging in and pulling it out. So anyway, I was able to do that. Now I've got to get this back out of the board here. So forgive me if my head gets in the camera here. I don't know. I'm going to try not to get it in the camera. Get some flux on here.
You say slow down. I don't like to move too fast. It drowns the truth with
Well, this board looks a lot better now. It's all cleaned up, and boy, there was a lot of flux all over this thing too. All right, so, well, that's in there, and hopefully that retainer I made will work. But before that can even matter, this whole thing has got to work. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is quite the undertaking. I've always been afraid of working on stuff like this, and I was always afraid to dive in, but maybe it was time that I just went for it. Boy, I did not even realize what I was setting myself up for by saying that. Yeah, Jesse said he really likes this, and I don't blame him. I really like this too, and he wants to be able to take it camping. So I'm hoping that this is going to work, especially after all the time and effort and money I've spent on trying to fix this thing. But I mean, like I said in other videos about this, the more I've gotten into it, the more I found wrong. So I hope once I get the other MOSFETs and transistors stuff I need to put in here and get this capacitor replaced, then I'll go over the board again and just make sure other capacitors aren't blown. All these capacitors look pristine. Well, okay, so I guess I can't think of anything else that I need to say in this video. All right, well, this is going to be it for part 3, and so I'm looking forward to doing part 4, and not sure when I'll be able to get to it because all the parts that I need, they're not all going to be here probably until this weekend or Monday, and I have to go on a trip Monday and probably won't be back till Wednesday, so I probably won't be able to jump on this again until Thursday of next week. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this series. Wow, this is this is a weird series. This is the biggest undertaking I've ever taken in my life when it comes to electronic repair, because I'm getting into unknown territory with all this SMD stuff. All right, well, there you go, Jesse. And everybody, I hope you enjoyed part 3. Stay tuned for part 4. And like always, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Find someone that needs a reason to go on and give them that reason. Find someone that needs to laugh and make them laugh. God bless each and every one of us, and I will see you in part 4, and hopefully the final part. See ya.